The state's newly elected Republican Senator James Lankford. He is currently a member of the House. So, Congressman, Senator-elect Lankford, I know you say you don't care either way how I address you. Congratulations and welcome. Nice to have you back on the program. Let me just first begin. Let me first begin with the potential vote of having your new majority leader as Mitch McConnell. I know that Ted Cruz a couple days ago was not exactly committal in talking to my colleague Wolf Blitzer about whether or not he would support that role. What would you?
I would, actually. No one else is running. That's been the interesting conversation for a long time, to say who else is running on that. Mitch McConnell's the only one that's stepping forward, putting his name out there and saying, I want to actually take leadership of this group. I mean, you talk about leading Republicans, that's no easy task on it, just like you're trying to lead Democrats on it on the other side. We all have independent thoughts. We all have independent ideas. But yeah, Mitch McConnell's the only one that's gutsy enough to be able to put his name out there and say, let's take the leadership and let's do it.
So he's the only one. Would you have any hesitations about Senator McConnell?
No, I wouldn't. No, Senator McConnell's trying to step out and be able to lead. He's led a good job. We're trying to block a lot of things as a minority, but we've got to actually lead and pass things now. And so he'll step forward and he'll take the leadership. Okay,
so you have potential majority leader here, Mitch McConnell. You have Speaker Boehner. Published this joint op-ed today. I'm sure you've seen it. And basically, right out of the gate, they're saying repeal Obamacare. Do you expect and would you support, Congressman, an up or down, as some are calling it, really a show vote on that? And then we know what would happen with the president with his name on it. That's not going to happen. Or do you see it done maybe piecemeal, a series of smaller, less publicized votes to at least try to cripple Obamacare? Which would it be for you?
No, I don't think trying to go out and cripple a law. I do think we should do an up or down vote whether it should be there or not, and I would definitely vote no, that it should not be there. I would try to repeal this.
You would want to do a show vote?
We do need major. I would want to get it out there to be able to maintain the message. I've had multiple votes in the House, as you know full well, to say I think this is a bad idea. You would be surprised how many people still catch me on a regular basis all over Oklahoma and tell me specific stories about their cost increases, what's happening, their doctor's not available, their doctor leaving out, whether it's in rural, especially in rural Oklahoma. We're having major issues still with the implementation of Obamacare, and it's affecting people on the ground.
You can't just say to those people it would be a waste of time.
Here's what they say. It's not a waste of time politically for them because it affects them personally at home. They say, my doctor is leaving. This town has 3 doctors. 2 of them just retired and said, I'm sick of this. I'm not going to do it anymore. Now they're down to 1. This affects them personally. So, no, they're not sick of it and see it as a political issue. They want to find some answers. Now, with that, I'm fully aware. Dr. Coburn, whose seat I'm actually finishing out the last 2 years of his, he is famous for saying as long as there's an Obama in the White House, he's going to veto anything that deals with Obamacare. But here's what I would say. We should go piecemeal. We've got the medical device tax we have wide bipartisan support for. With the 40-hour work week is very, very significant to many Americans. Many folks that are in poorer areas are trying to get 2 part-time jobs because they can't get 1 38-hour or 35-hour job. That affects them a lot personally. We want to be able to have some way to get greater choice back. You don't have to be able to pick only the planes Washington, D.C. approves to be able to pick other planes as well. Those are big issues for everyday people. And so to be able to allow that choice to get back out there makes a difference.
Okay. The 40-hour work week issue, I know that was something that Boehner and McConnell had mentioned in that piece. Let me ask you about this, because we now have here at CNN a source is telling us that the president has, in fact, written this letter to Iran's supreme leader. This is a piece of news that's just broken in the last hour or two. Apparently this shared interest, namely defeating the Islamic State, defeating ISIS. The White House officially not confirming or denying that report. But if it is true, Senator-elect, do you think working with, talking to Iran would be a good idea?
Yeah, this is not the first time the president's reached out to the leadership of Iran. We know of other letters that he has sent in the past to be able to engage with that relationship. He said that even as a candidate that he would do direct contacts with Iran, so that's no big shock. The issue for me is right now we're in the middle of negotiations on the nuclear issues. The P5+1 is about to go through renewal and the process to be able to find out some way to be able to get rid of nuclear capability in Iran. If we're connecting relationship with ISIS with a nuclear Iran as well and trying to negotiate those two together, I have major concerns. Because it's not a good thing to say we'll give you any kind of latitude dealing with a nuclear Iran so we can get rid of ISIS. The world should not have both a nuclear Iran and an ISIS or neither. We need to get rid of both of those. So I do have a
getting
problem
rid
with
of
trying
both
to
of them,
connect those two.
you're saying, just so I'm clear, prioritizing the nuclear issue and not talking to Iran about ISIS.
Correct. Well, we need to get rid of ISIS. There's not an issue on that. That's clear. They're a rising power. But it's a bigger threat to have a nuclear Iran than it is to have ISIS.
Okay. Senator-elect James Lankford, thank you so much.